We are about to see if this still works. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Wow, was not expecting that. I just set the camera up to look at the shoes. And guys, this camera has been outside since March of last year. So March of 2024. And it's now January of 2025. It's been outside in the horse barn. Like on the edge of the horse shelter. That's insane. I wanted to check it to see if it still worked because I'm going to set it up in the goat shelter. All of the cameras happening now. I really don't want to talk about how much money I spent today between feed and feed store stuff and groceries and registration paper transfers and DNA for G6S testing. Let's just say I shuddered a little bit at how much money I spent. Yay! I'm about to be real transparent with you guys. I'm setting up for kidding season, and so I need to find a place inside my house for the kids to live for the first 24 to 48 hours. And it's either the entryway, which is at like the opposite end of the house close to my kids' bedroom, or in my laundry room, which is what I'm staring at right now. And the reason why I'm leaning towards the laundry room is because my bedroom's literally right here. The fridge is right here. And that means I can do milk, prep bottles here, and feed in the laundry room. It's like all within close vicinity. And then when the baby goats start calling in the middle of the night, hopefully the kids at the other end of the house aren't going to wake up to them, versus if in the middle of the night they're in the entryway, which is right across from the kids' bedrooms, the kids are likely going to wake up when they hear the baby goat screaming in the house. So it's kind of what I'm thinking, but that means I got some work to do here. So this is what I'm talking about. Our laundry room, often I dump dirty laundry here and then fire it into the washing machine. It's also kind of my broom closet and just random stuff. So I have like a bunch of stuff boxed up from before that I couldn't figure out what to do with. I got a dish drying rack that I try to love dish drying racks, but I just can't love them. So that's that. And then some random odds and ends. My sourdough cast iron pot that needs to find a different home. In general, it's just such a mess. This is a big softening salt thingamajigger that doesn't even really do its job. So it needs to be fixed. Anyways, I'm trying to figure out how to tackle this. I think it's just a matter of just do it and sort through everything. Alright, aside from the obvious lino damage and probably stains, we're gonna see if we can fit some of these totes in here. Okay, whew, it's starting to feel a little bit real around here. I wasn't quite sure how these were all gonna fit in here, but we got this. I know that this is right in front of a door. I'm not that concerned. We never use this door, and if by chance there was a fire, whoop, bam, and you're ready to go. So I'm not at all concerned about that as far as a fire escape. Plus I'd be running to the other end of my house to get my kids, so kind of a moot point. Anyways, 3 bins, depending how crazy things get. We'll probably end up filling all of them. I went for the big size because I wanted to have them to have some space. So the plan, I'm going to cut some cardboard pieces to fit in the bottom, and I'm going to cut several of them, and then I'm going to put shavings over top so it's extra absorbent and so their little feet aren't slipping like crazy. That's the plan there. Other than that, once we're done with babies being in the house, then I can scrub them out really good and they can be used for storage or whatever our hearts may desire. Do I really want to show you the damage? What did I buy? I bought banding rings And by banding rings, I can show you. They are exactly as they sound. They are for castrating baby goats, calves. You can use them around horns if you want. So I got that. I got a wall thermometer, it's outdoor wall thermometer, and that's actually out in the truck still. I'm going to install that by the by the barnyard, and so then I know exactly how cold or hot it is. I bought this. I do have the Pritchard nipples that just go on the pop bottles or the water bottles, but I wanted one where I knew exactly how many milliliters that they've drinking, especially for colostrum's sake. And so hence I just bought one of those because I'll only use it the first 2 days maybe. And then I got this 8-quart wall hanging bucket. I was short one, I believe, for hanging water buckets in the stalls, and so I've just got one more. And then we've got a shovel, which I'll show you that outside, along with shavings, along with 16% dairy grain, which I feed on the milk stand, alfalfa pellets, and beet pulp pellets. And you can see the damage done today. And then the totes were bought from Walmart. They were $25 a piece, so that's pretty easy math for you. Well, we ain't perfect, but got our camera number 1 set up so we can see inside the barn, which needs some more straw. And then we will set up one more camera yet out here. Hello, Spike. Aren't you so handsome? We'll set one more camera up, maybe like here, and it is a one that you can adjust and you can scan and look from no matter where you are. I can check with my phone, and so that's the plan, to put one of those there, because once a doe is in the barn, typically I'm not going anywhere. If I could, I mean, the other alternative would be to set it somewhere here on this corner post. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure because I can't view from this camera anywhere, but if I can have something set up where I can scan everywhere else when I'm not home, then I know who's missing and whatnot. That's kind of the idea. I don't know. We will do some adjusting if we need to, but that's how it sits for now. Bambi, I am so proud of you keeping those babies in. I am. So last year, Bambi had her kids at day 138, which is the equivalent of tomorrow, which will be a week early. And I've been checking her ligaments faithfully, and while she is getting softer and sinking on top, she's definitely got ligaments still. There is a chance they could disappear. Oh, you need some attention too. There's a chance that they could disappear quickly, but I really don't think that tomorrow's going to be the day, because those legs are pretty tight still. And we definitely do not have an udder pop yet. But we are checking faithfully at least 2 or 3 times a day. It'll be more so now as we get closer. Yeah, so Willow is due. Following that, she's not real soft. Does not really have an udder. And then Reba, which would be the other one, she is checking out the mineral buffet right there. She's not very close yet either. She's getting a little bit cranky about me touching her ligaments, but she's doing just fine. And obviously Daisy here is likely not even pregnant, so it's a wait and see for her. It's definitely the time to be getting them used to being touched back here. Hey, Miss Robin. Also getting to know each individual doe and what that feels like. Like, we're definitely getting softer up here, but those ligaments is what you're feeling for. They're pencil-like tendons that run down there, and those ligaments are what soften until they disappear before labor to make for an easier delivery of the little ones. So that is what I am basing stuff off of right now. If they're really soft and juicy, I'm watching pretty closely because they could go into the labor and then lose their ligaments too. But typically it's a surefire sign that they're going into labor within the next 24 hours if they lose those ligaments. right? Lose the ligaments and an udder pop is what we are looking for. But for now, just keep baking those babies. Okay? Is that a deal? Keep baking your babies, okay? Because they need all of the cook time that they can get right now. Some of these girls are still over 2 weeks till their due date, so we will just be patient and get set up just in case we have preemies that grace us with their presence. But I'm hoping with the mineral changes and deworming and all of the good stuff that we've been doing, hopefully we don't have any of that, right? No preemies, please. There have been some of you who probably think that we're absolutely crazy insane to be having goat kids born in the middle of our coldest season, winter. And I understand where maybe some of the confusion comes from, but in the breeding world, typically it makes the most sense to try to have your baby animals of any kind, foals, cows, goat kids, born at the beginning of the year. So, for example, in the show world, a baby goat born January of 2025 will compete against a goat kid that is born in October of 2025. And that is a massive difference in age and size and maturity. You will typically see breeders trying to have their kidding or calving or foaling season at the beginning of the calendar year. So one of the big reasons why we are kidding in the middle of winter, in end of January, early February, is because we want these kids to be able to grow up and be fairly mature by the time our following winter hits. So I don't want to have kids born in June, July, and then they have to essentially be stuck in a small barn through the whole winter because they won't be big enough to be able to withstand our cold northern climate. So at least this way, we kid them out in the barn. They live and are raised in the barn until they finally get to a bigger size, and then it's going to be spring and summer where they can live outside and munch on leaves and browse and grow into these beautiful, healthy goats. It may seem like a lot of work in the meantime, but it really does free up our summers so we can enjoy it together as a family. Welcome to the kidding barn. We're going to get stuff bedded down with some shavings. Come on, check it out. Just going to open up this bag. We'll put about half of it in this one, half of it in another one. Check that out. Stall number 1. Beauty. Whee! Whoa. Yep, keep it in the stall. There you go. Okay, now don't throw it and don't kick it in each other's faces either. Spread it into the corners gently. All done. And then we've got hooks right here. What do you think those hooks are for?
Water.
Those are for hanging hay bags. And then we'll hang a water on the other side. For now, that's just our wood shavings spot because that door hasn't been blocked off. There's like a little old chicken run door that goes out that way. So I just put wood shavings there for now. But that is another stall, and it's one of the bigger stalls in here. Out of the 3.
There
you go.
Everyone wants to be goat.
I cannot even explain how good this feels to be getting the final kidding prep done. I mean, there's still stuff that's not ready, but we are so much closer than before. Are you ready for an almost final reveal? Let's do this. Our nice doorway here, and then we are into the barn. Nice bright lights. We've got our hanging buckets. Doors that latch and open easily. Hangers to hang hay bags. Beautiful wood shavings. And stall number 2. Same idea. This hay bag, I'm pretty sure I stuffed it too full. It takes up like a lot of space. But it will get eaten down. And then they'll have a bit more room. This will be like a Nigerian dwarf stall because it's on the smaller side. We'll see if I need to rearrange as far as water and stuff. But I fear if I put the water right beside the hay, it's going to get full of hay as well as they're going to spill it. So that's kind of why I put it over here. Obviously, the buckets are empty as of right now because I don't want water sitting in there for 10 days. Like, there's just no point in filling that right now. But literally, if a doe goes into labor or it looks like she's getting close, plop them in here, fill up some water, and we are ready to go. Aside from heaters and heat lamps and stuff. That's going to be a hubby help situation to figure out where we're going to rig them up safely because I don't want to have heat lamps falling and starting fires because that would be absolutely disastrous. But there we go. So much closer. Very, very, very excited and so thankful. Over the summer, we tackled the milk shed project. So before, it was just kind of old plywood on the floor, some plywood on the walls, and no lights, no electricity other than extension cords. And so finally, we tackled this project because I said, I need to keep things cleaner in here. I need to be able to sanitize everything, keep the floors clean. And as you can see, after all my blood work and nonsense that I had going on in the shed here, it was not very clean. And so that is a work in progress. Doing a lot of cleaning. I still have to scrub the milk room floor. My poor husband, who's worked so hard to build stuff and get stuff set up in a way that I can keep it more hygiene friendly, keep things more clean. And he walked in there the other day after I had like done blood work and had a choking goat, and it was a mess. And he's like, yeah, I walked in there and I was a little bit sad. Anyways, mostly it was because I didn't have the proper equipment to clean it. Obviously I have a broom and a dustpan, so I swept that up, but then I got like a scrubby mop, and I'll just fill up water from the faucet of their automatic waterer. So it's not going to be hot water, but it's at least water. I'll add some cleaning solution to it and then scrub it when I'm done milking or done using it, just to keep it extra clean. I've got a little space heater that goes in there to make sure things are warm enough to be able to bear my hands and milk, and hopefully it'll be a little bit of a treat for the does as well, because they'll be like, ooh, it's warm in there and there's grain. Whenever I open that door, they're always like, oh, what you got in there for us? So I think that, you know, as long as you make it a good experience, they will all be standing at the door waiting for me to let them in for their turn to be milked. And the cleaner things are, the lower the risk of any kind of bacteria and grossness getting into their milk. And yeah, there's definitely some stuff I've got to explain. I want to talk a little bit about raw milk. I do have a video about cleanliness and how to keep things clean when you're milking a goat. I'll try to link that here or here, wherever it pops up. And yeah, go feel free to watch that video. But being in a contained area where I don't have like dust blowing in or anything like that is really going to minimize that risk even more so. While they're training to be in milk, for the first 3 to 4 weeks afterward, all of that milk is getting fed directly back to their babies. And I need to make a whole video on why I am choosing to bottle raise this year. Strictly bottle raising, like from birth, I am bottle raising. And there's going to be people that absolutely hate it. I will try to explain in a way that hopefully minimizes upset. Ultimately, no matter what you do, it's not easy and it's hard. And so I am choosing the path of least resistance for us and our goats and our baby kids. They're about to join us for hopefully the best outcome all around. And so I will take some time to explain that for you guys in a different video. And in the meantime, we just keep putzing away, getting stuff organized. Got some insulation that's for the top of the milk shed up there. And then I've just been burning through these straw or square bales that I bought for kidding season ease. And the grain's got to go into the milk shed once I scrub the floor. And then I've just got a box of tools that needs to go find a home somewhere else. And then I've got mineral and other grain and alfalfa pellets back there. And then my hay. So I'm going to clean all this up, use up all of the hay that's here, and then we're going to bring in either another truck box load of squares for simplicity's sake during kidding season, or we will throw in a good round bale of alfalfa hay, and we will pitch off of that for them. But as you can see, it's right now kind of storage slash, yeah, stuff that needs to be sorted through. But the kidding barn is ready to go, except for like a few minor things. But if somebody went into labor today, we would have a safe and clean place for them to give birth. So that is ideal. And then the milk barn is basically all set. There's, again, a few things that need to happen for just comfort's sake. The door needs to be replaced, the insulation on the top, just to keep things warmer in there. Yeah, aside from that, attempt to get lots of sleep this week. Keep an eye on everybody's ligaments and their udder changes, and clean my house, I guess. Clean my house, do some meal prep, make a bunch of like freezer snacks, so make a whole bunch of muffins and freeze those, and get some meals in the freezer, stock up on snacks and kind of the staple items. I do not plan to leave the farm at all from like the 20th till an unforeseen amount of time. So for at least a week, probably, I am not going anywhere, because I need to be here to ensure the health of my mamas and their unborn babies. So yeah, it's gonna be so much fun and so much chaos all at the same time. The horses were chatting to me before. They're ready for some supper. Beautiful sunset. It is 5:00 p.m. The sun is starting to hover in the sky a little bit longer, which I'm so grateful for. And yeah, I need to make supper for my humans. And then I'll come back out and do dinner time checks for the horses. And yep, that's probably going to wrap things up for today's farm crazies. And then yeah, my brain is constantly going with the amount of things that need to happen and get cleaned up. I need to chip out that gate. It is like, I got about a foot where I can squeeze through. The goats can squeeze through, but I don't want to be fighting with that gate. So I need to chip it out. I've got my metal shovel right there. You can see I tried the plastic shovel. Did not work. So I've got the metal shovel there, and I'm going to try to chip out that gate a little bit. I might even just try for 5 minutes right now because I'm outside already. The kids are outside. They're happy. And then we will deal with supper later, whether it's toast and eggs or something else that's simple and quick. This gate is very problematic. It's not closed more than that, and it's just barely latched in at the top. So we're going to try to chip this out. It is hard to believe that May 18th of 2024 was the day that I posted my very first YouTube video. And I just want to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you who has supported me along the way, left encouraging comments, asked questions, and all together watched my videos. Sometimes I just wonder, man, oh man, is this life actually interesting to all of you? But again, thank you so much for being here. Goodness. No. It's just... Really? I just made it worse. There. Ooh. I mean, that's slightly better. This needs to be out a little bit more. Let's see. Is this shut now? There we go. It does not latch. There. See, now they can't shove it open. But at least the bottom's closed all the way now. And we can open it up like 4 feet. So that is a good thing.